As I move into my heart space, I'm actually blind, and I didn't know if it was just me not in a completely connected state because I couldn't get the visuals that I usually receive when I was in my heart space. But then it became clear, and I asked, if I'm supposed to be blind to what's going on, then show me everything around me and everything illuminated again. So there's something with being blind or not being able to see within the heart space. And so from there, I move in and complete kind of my process. And as I am getting ready to go onto the rainbow road, then I engage with the different colors and the frequencies of the chakras. And I usually go through the entire rainbow. And as soon as I began to bring the root chakra energy into me, I actually propelled out to the rainbow road. So there's something around the root chakra. And as I get to the rainbow road, I start bouncing like I'm on a trampoline, and I'm doing all these like really wicked tricks and flips and everything, and I get this two words. So I get playful and competitive. So I would have to assume you're probably not a trampoline artist. So I would assume that it's more your personality. You're somebody who's really playful and very competitive. And so as soon as I get this, the transition happens, and we move through the first kind of portal, and I see the energy change, and we're following a road, and then I start to get this this like moving truck going up and down these roads. It's almost like a ribbon of taffy or something, and this is the moving truck moving through this, and so I would assume there's symbology connected to this, but I just kept getting moving. And since I tried to bring the root chakra energy in, and I couldn't even bring that root chakra energy into my body, that typically in a physical sense could mean family and uprooting or changing locations in the physical world. So I was getting a strong pull that there might be something connected to a move in your life, and I was getting father energy. So I don't know if it's either connected to your father or if it's you're the father in this situation. But I was getting father energy intermixed in this visual as well. So I saw the moving truck just, driving all around, and then I actually saw a picture, like the ribbon and road changed to kind of lay over a map of the United States. So I am not sure if you are moving, but that's kind of what it was leading me to. So as soon as this finished, then I start walking down this big dark staircase, and as I get to the bottom, it becomes pitch black, and I move through this door, and I'm holding on for life to these handrails that are along this walkway, and wind gusts are just blowing and trying to like push me off, and I actually let go at once to see if I would fall off, and I did. I flew with the air currents and then landed back down on the path. But so I'm getting that there's again, it was like I was blinded because it was so dark, and I felt like I didn't know where I was going, but it was one path. It was just a singular path. And so I kept losing the grip, losing my grasp on things. And I almost felt like this maybe was connected to the move or the uprooting or this change in the root chakra, because there was this kind of blind, I have to go down this path, but I don't know what I'm moving into, and I'm kind of losing grasp on what I know. Being blinded, I don't have all the information, but I have to move forward type of a thing. And it was a kind of almost like a struggle, and really powerful winds trying to knock me off my path. So then after this, moving through this area, then I moved towards the door that represented the Akashic records. And so as I move into the Akashic records, I am greeted by medieval times. So I don't know, I'm from California. I don't know if it's a familiar adventure place, but there's this restaurant called Medieval Times, and it's a big like dinner and show. And so that's basically what we walked into. And your whole Akashic internal records is basically you were the king watching everybody compete. And so here this word competition keeps coming up again. And I get that everybody is competing for your attention. And so we're watching this big arena, and all these knights of the round table are basically like jousting and battling for your approval. But there's a whole audience of regular people eating and watching the show. So it was really interesting. Again, so I'm getting this like playful, competitive attitude. And I get that this is, then it kind of pulls me to a few different things in life, but I get that this is happening, like you enjoy when people compete for your attention, and I was getting, in different areas of your life that this happens. People are always kind of competing for your attention. And then I got to, from an internal perspective, I was seeing your body, and I'm back to the heart chakra where we're blinded in the heart chakra, and I'm seeing this separation between the lower physical body and the higher spiritual body. And again, that there's competition, and there's a constant kind of duel and battle going on, but not duel and battle. It's more like competition. It's like things come in and try and get your attention, and it's like the physical world comes in and is dying for your attention, and then the spiritual world is coming in and dying for your attention, and everybody's just vying for your attention. And you love this. I get that you really enjoy having this kind of power and authority and being able to kind of move through the world this way. And so then I ask your higher self, what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time? And your higher self is basically telling me that there needs to be more harmony. And it's not harmony, it's balance. And I was pulled back to your heart center, and then it's not so much balance as it is vulnerability. And so I get that there's this resistance to bridge the gap of all of these things because you like this competition so much. And so everything that's playing out in your external world is a reflection of what's going on in the internal divine channel and your specific energy field. And so everything you see that's going on in your physical world around you, people always in competition or competing for your presence and attention, I feel like that's what's happening on the inside of your body. And there's almost this, you kind of like turn a blind eye to the heart center, and you're allowing your your lower body, your physical body, and your higher divine spirituality to kind of compete for this. Who's going to win, who's going to win this time? Who's going to get to go where they want to go? And I'm back to the wind tunnel, where we're grabbing on and kind of blinded. It's almost like your heart center is this channel that's having to go through life really kind of blinded because we keep flipping back and forth in between the physical and the spiritual and everything that's vying for your attention. And so what your higher self was making me feel, and it wasn't telling me, it was really feeling, I was feeling like this flood. And it was very fluid of energy moved from the higher self down into the heart. And then this very like fluid movement of it felt like water moving into the heart from the lower physical chakras. And so I got that there was this, and it just made me really open up and become very pliable, and vulnerable is a big word I kept getting. You need to be more vulnerable. And then I was brought to possibly, if somebody was to look at you physically, I was almost getting this thought process that your physical body shows this somehow. And so somebody who is really competitive and playful, I would assume their shoulders would be back and they'd be very authoritative and like they kind of demand a presence when they walked into a room. But I got that maybe there's almost the reverse in you, that your shoulders are curved forward, almost protecting your heart center, or even maybe you have like a concaved chest area. I was getting that in your physical body this might show somehow, because there's a very dualistic, like this, you're confident and love this kind of playfulness, but then you're not vulnerable. And so I don't know, I almost got that there was this representation of this in the physical world. And so I asked, what then are you supposed to do to help to bring yourself more into balance? And basically they said simply by it was as simple as acknowledging your heart and acknowledging that it's okay to live from a vulnerable place, that you will bring enough attention that the bridge will be connected between your lower self and your higher self. And so it was, honestly, I got breath and just connecting there. But then if you're somebody who can visualize something and really feel into that emotion, I would say really think about bringing like the feeling of water and allowing this higher self to penetrate down into the heart and the lower self to penetrate up into the heart, almost like you're flooding the heart with both of these sensations. And then I think that's going to be able to harmonize you better in your everyday life, and engaging more in your own energetic field. So with light and love.